Hi, everyone, and welcome to Cardtable Plays. My name is Eric, and you might know me as Nerdy Dragon on some of the various Discord servers. And I'm here to show you this pretty cool website that I built, and hopefully you all might find it useful as well. So today I'm going to use this to play one of my new favorite games, Marvel Champions. And I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to sort of give a tutorial for how to use Cardtable, the website. So let's start with what is Cardtable and where did it come from? I'm a software engineer by trade. And so during 2020, when everyone was kind of stuck at home, I found a desire to play more Marvel Champions. But with my kids at home and everything being kind of crazy, it kind of took too long to set up and tear down the game. So as a software engineer, I thought, hey, I can build something to solve that problem. And that's where this project was born from. It's been a labor of love over the past several years, and it's grown to the point that I want to share it more with the community, and hopefully other people will find it as useful as I have. If you're interested at all, I'm going to put links in all the descriptions, but I have, in addition to the site being live, I have a documentation site as well where you can go to get all the details. You can learn how to play. There's screenshots, there's videos here, basics, and all this cool stuff. I'm going to go through a lot of this today as I play through a game of Marvel Champions, but this is always here as a great resource. So one thing you might notice as I'm going through this recording is as I type, keyboard shortcuts will show up here in the bottom part of the screen. So if I type ABC, it shows up there. So this way, as I'm playing, I might be using some keyboard shortcuts. And rather than me having to remember every single one and when I did it, you can sort of look at that part of the screen and you'll be able to see what key combinations I used to do what. So let's start playing Marvel Champions. And as we go, I'll probably explain things about Cardtable and maybe some stories or stuff like that. But let's get started. So when you go to cardtable.app, you'll be greeted with this menu. And right now, Cardtable supports two games, either Marvel Champions or Lord of the Rings Living Card Game. I love both of these games. And the benefit is that they are similar enough that it was relatively easy to implement both of these at the same time. Now, I hope to expand Cardtable to be able to play lots more different types of card games. But right now, it just supports these two. So today, let's play a game of Marvel Champions. So when you select it, you're loaded into this screen, which is kind of like a game board. Now, one of the things about Cardtable is you can think about it, if you've played with Tabletop Simulator, this is a very lightweight approach that's similar to Tabletop Simulator in that there's no really rules implemented here. You have the ability to load cards and manipulate them and move them around, but Cardtable doesn't keep track of any rules or try to automate any of that stuff for you. The benefit is that means it should be pretty easy to add lots of different types of games to it, but the downside is you do have to, it's like you're playing a game digitally through the website. So to start, when you load, you don't see anything on the table. You can use your mouse to drag the table around. You can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. But how do you get started? Well, the first thing, Marvel Champion or Cardtable supports a tight integration with Marvel CDB. So if we go here to Marvel CDB, which is an awesome deck builder, you can go find a deck that you're interested in. And now I really like Iron Man. And so let's go and find an Iron Man deck that's popular. So we're going to take this and yeah, here we go. Iron Man Perfected 2.0. That's a great deck. I love that. So if I go here, if you look up in the URL, you'll see a little ID here. So there's a couple of ways we can load this deck. The first one is we can just copy this ID. And you can see here all the cards that are part of it. And we can go back over here to Cardtable. And you can right click. Or anything that you see in this right click menu, just so you know. You can see here if you click this button right here. That's the same menu. And this highlights one of the features of Cardtable that I really like. This out of the box supports full touch controls. So your experience playing on a desktop computer or on, say, an iPad are going to be very similar. The only benefit is that there's certain things you can do with a mouse that you obviously can't do on a tablet, but the play experience is supposed to be as close as possible. Okay, so let's load our deck. So you can right click and you go to load deck by ID. And now you can put that ID in there. And I pasted that in and I hit enter. And now that deck is loaded. And you can see here I can drag these cards around. And when these cards are selected, you can see that they're highlighted with red. And that's how I know which card I've selected. And what we call these in Cardtable is card stacks, because the card can have one or more items in there. You can tell if a stack has more than one card because of a couple of things. First of all, you can see it kind of looks a little like a stack here, more so than this single card. And it has a number here, which is the number of cards in that stack. Now, to interact with the stack, if you grab the stack anywhere, you can drag the whole stack around. But you see this little icon here. If you drag from here, it's actually just going to drag the top card off of that stack. Now, when you're dragging cards around, you can see I can drop a card on top of a stack. I could even drop cards on top of other stacks. Now, if you ever want to, you did something and you want to undo it, you just do your Command Z or Control Z. It'll undo the latest thing. So I undid that stack there. Okay, so let's get to this game. So when you load a deck from Marvel CDB, it loads your hero card here. It loads your deck here. It loads your Nemesis set here, and it loads your obligation here. So it makes it hopefully pretty easy to set up. So you've got your obligation. We're just going to set that over on the side here. We're going to move this Nemesis card up here, and we're going to flip it using F. Flips the card over. This is now the start of our encounter deck. Let's flip over our hero deck too. Move this down here. Let's move our hero, and let's flip that over to the Tony Stark side. We've got a first player token up here. I'm the only one playing right now, so that's not super useful, but you know what? We're gonna put it there anyway. And as you may notice, that means that yes, Cardtable does technically support multiplayer. It's a little bit in the beta mode right now, so it may not be as solid as single player, but yes, it does support multiplayer. Okay, so let's just face off against Rhino today. So when you want to load, so we loaded up our hero. Now let's load up the scenario we want to play against. So to do that, you can load encounter sets right here. And when you do that, you see here, we've got villain sets and you've got modular sets. The cool thing here is you can just start typing in here, and Rhino's at the top, so we won't type, but you can click that. Here's the Rhino set. This is all the cards. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull off these first 3 versions of Rhino. Let's stack those up. And let's pull off Rhino's main scheme. Now, we need to exhaust this, right? You'll notice that the preview, if I hover over a card, I'll get a preview. The preview is oriented the right way no matter what. But if we want to exhaust it, there's a couple of things we can do. We can double click on it, and that'll exhaust it. We can also use this menu over here, which I didn't point out right initially, but when you have a card stack selected, this menu shows up. And these are all things you can do to that card stack. Now, if you're on desktop, you can also right click. You can do most of those things here as well. But this is the same for a desktop or a tablet or a touch device. So I could, for example, do exhaust here to do that. All right. So let's put that up there. Let's add these cards to the encounter stack. Let's load standard. So now, if we want to just search, I can just start typing. Standard, there it is. Standard's loaded. Drop that in there. And now let's do bomb scare. There we go. Boom. Now, if we want to shuffle, you can click that, or you can just hit S. I hit S a couple of times. And now we're shuffled. Let's go over here and let's shuffle up our hero deck. All shuffled. And the last thing that we will need to do here is get some counters set up for health. So you can right click, you can go to create new counter. It creates a counter. And let's move this one. This will be health for Iron Man. And if I right click on it, I can do something like, oh, I can set it as a color. Let's make Iron Man green because this is a protection deck. Let's go load another counter here. And this will be Rhino's health, and Rhino's health is 14 per player. We're just going to play standard mode right now. So you know what? I am going to, excuse me. I'm going to take this and this. And we are just going to get rid of this card. So if you want to get rid of a card, you can just hit delete and it's gone. All right, so let's just take these two, put them up there. Great. Now let's see, what is his 14? So we'll bump that up to 14 to start. And I believe one more shuffle, we are all ready to go. So you can see that was really quick, really easy to set up, a lot easier than getting everything set up physically. Now, nothing beats playing with the physical cards, I will say that, but this is a great substitute. All right, so let's start. You want to draw cards. There's a couple of things to know. You can draw cards right like this. If this icon isn't toggled, so if this is off, when you draw cards, they're just going to get dropped on the table. And so I can draw cards face up or face down. Let's do X face up. Let's draw 5 cards. There they are. They just get dropped on the table. Now I'm going to undo that. You can also just hit numbers when you're on a keyboard. So if I hit 5 with this stack selected, it's drawing me 5 cards. Let's put those back. Now, if this is toggled on, these cards, when I draw them, are going to go into my hand. So you'll see here, we'll do 5. They now go into my hand. And when it's in your hand, you can reorder it if you want. When you hover, you still get your preview. But now I have my 5 cards in my hand, or actually, I forgot it should be 6. So when you draw a card, you can drag it. If you drag it to the bottom of the screen, boom, shows up in your hand. All right. So let's get started. Let's see what I drew here. I got a repurpose, repulsor blast with strength, like that, Nova, force field generator. Oh, that's a good piece of tech. And there's another piece of tech. All right, so let's keep those pieces of tech and the strength. And let's discard Nova. We don't need a repulsor blast yet. And this is not great for the first time. So we got 3. Let's draw 3 more here. Ooh, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Cool. Oh, I forgot to set my initial health. I'm going to make hit points up to 9. Okay, so let's get started. What are we going to do first? So we're definitely going to use strength here. We're going to discard that, and we're going to use that to play our powered gauntlets. Awesome. Let's see. We want to, actually, probably what I should have done first is the futurist. So let's do that. Let's look at the top 3 cards of our deck. And now to do that, I'm actually just going to draw and flip them here. And then basically I get to add 1 to my hand and put and discard the other 2. Well, so we already have a force field generator. Again, don't need a repulsor blast right now, but this is pretty nice. It'll help us play that force field generator. So we're going to grab that, put that in our hand. We're going to take these 2, and we are going to discard them. Cool. So now let's use power of protection and endurance to play a force field generator. So now I get to show you something about counters. So every card you can put counters on. So we call them tokens here too. So you can do these tokens, and for each game it's slightly different, but here you have damage, threat, and generic. So I can go here and I can add 6 tokens. Now, another way I could do that is I can right click here and I can set my generic tokens to 6, just like that. Or on a keyboard, command 1 is your first token, so damage, command 2 is your second, command 3 is your third, and then 4, 5, and 6 remove them. So 4 removes, 5 removes that one, 6 removes that one. So I can just do command 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I have my 6 counters on there. So when you take any amount of damage, remove that many energy counters from here. For each energy counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. Oh, and you know what? I just realized we forgot to finish setting up this. So I think actually, luckily, there wasn't anything to set up there. Cool. So what we are going to do now, what should we do next? got that. We can't, unfortunately, play the Mark V armor as much as I would like to this turn. I think we're not going to flip up, even though that's risky against Rhino. And I think we're going to actually just leave this. So we are going to draw 4 more cards. Let's see what we got. We got another powered gauntlets. Plasma pistol, that's really nice. Electrostatic armor. Oh, we got lots of tech stuff. So we are definitely going to be flipping up next turn. But what do we get here? So first thing, we get 1 threat. Rhino is going to be scheming for 1. Boost 2. Scheme for 2. We'll put the discard right there. So 2 more. So we're up to 3 out of 7. So we got thwart next. Cool. Now let's do our encounter card. Oops. That grabbed the whole pile. Let's just shuffle just to be safe. Grab this. There we go. Moving a little too fast. And flip it. Oh no! If we lose right here, that's going to be really sad. Okay. So the villain is going to scheme for 1. Whew, just 1. That's good. Never like to see those advances against Rhino. Cool. And now it's our turn. So let's see. First thing, let's do this where we get 1, 2, 3, and let's, I think we want pepper pots. But we can't play her this turn. I'd rather get more tech upgrades out right now, I guess. So let's get this. And we'll discard those 2. All right. So first things first. What do we want? Okay, we got 2 of those plasma pistols. We don't need that, so we're going to discard 1 of those and 1 of these to play our Mark 5 armor, giving us 6 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the question is, what else do we want? So we can't get... Yeah, we can't get multiple of these. Well, we could get... Yeah, let's do that. So we could get 2 of these in. So we're going to discard a plasma pistol to put in a boot. Then we're going to discard a gauntlet to put in electrostatic armor. And after you defend against an attack, deal 1 damage to the attacking character. Love it. Cool. All right, so now we're going to flip up. And we're going to thwart for 2 for sure. Get rid of 2 there. And then what do we got? Oh, I forgot to give myself the +1 hit point for these boots. Do we need aerial? I don't think so. We don't have any cards left anyway, so we are just going to do this to deal a damage. Ping. 1 ping there. All right, nothing else. We're going to ready up. And we're going to draw, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this is why I love this deck. We already are drawing 6. In hero form after turn 2. Beautiful. Lovely. Let's see. So we got Luke Cage. Ooh, that might be nice to try to get out. Got Ingenuity. Ingenuity plus our boots gives us always aerial. War Machine is nice. Not super useful against Rhino. Got another boots. Supersonic Punch. That might be good too. Let's see what we want to do. All right, let's see what happens this time. So first of all, we just get 1 on this scheme. Rhino is attacking us. We've got some hit points. We're just going to take it. So he attacks us for 2. And nothing else. And there goes the other advanced. Love to see that. So he just hits us for 2. No big deal. Oh, except, forgot, we have this. We would take any amount of damage, remove that many counters from here for each energy counter. And it's forced as well, so we have to do it. For each energy counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. Great. We're just going to do that. So 2 of that is gone. And Oh, I have to defend to deal 1 damage to the attacking character. So don't get to do that. That's fine. All right. Now, encounter card. Encounter card is a Hydra Mercenary. It has guard. So that's okay. That's fine. No big deal. All right. Let's see what we're going to do this turn. Now, we could repurpose our electrostatic armor. That would only give us 1. So I like to use this, closer to when we're going to make a big push. So we are not going to use that. Instead, let's see. We can do a couple of things. You know what? Let's take this to Rhino this turn. So the first thing we're going to do is, oh, I can't. I was hoping that I could kill him, but I can only do 1 damage there and 2 damage there. So instead, let's see. This is a little tricky. I don't want to bring in War Machine. Little unfortunate. Because right now I can deal 1 damage with Iron Man and 1 damage with the gauntlets. I could make that 2 damage by using Aerial there. Let's see. But then I have to get rid of my Ingenuity. Let's play Ingenuity. I like that better. So we're going to do this. And War Machine to play an Ingenuity. Oops. And then we're going to exhaust to generate a resource. And exhaust this to spend that. So we now have Aerial. So with Aerial, I can attack for 1 here. And then I can exhaust this to deal 2 more. That now has 3. He's gone. Great. And then let's see, I can do Supersonic Punch to do 8. That seems pretty good. Let's do that. So we are Aerial because we have Aerial until the end of the phase, right? Yes, we do. Deal 8 damage. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. Let's ready up. And draw 6. Ooh, we could do that again next turn, although that's a little overkill. Let's see, Dauntless. Oh, I like Dauntless. Yeah, Dauntless is good. Murder. Cool. Looks pretty good to me. All right. First thing first. Up to 4. Probably have to thwart next turn. He is going to be attacking us for 1, 2. Let's defend this time. So we have 1 defense. He's attacking for 2. Just 2. So we only lose 1 of these. And now this time, he takes a damage. Cool. Encounter card. Gang up. Villain and each minion engaged attacks you. Well, that's okay. Can't defend anymore. But he's going to attack for 2. 3, 4. And unfortunately, that gets rid of that, and we take 1 damage. So we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a... Yeah, 4. So I'm going to put those all up there. So we're down to hand size of 5 next turn if we don't play any other. But that's okay. That's not bad. All right. So that's his turn. Now it's our turn again. What do we want to do? I like Dauntless. Just let him kind of attack into us. I can also go Aerial and do 2 damage there. And Oh, I like this because we'll be able to do that this turn. So let's do that. We're going to do 2 there, a repurpose, and a 2 against the world to play Martyr. Now we're going to exhaust this and exhaust the boots. We're now aerial, which now we can exhaust this to do 2 damage. And now Martyr is going to, after Martyr takes consequential damage from performing an attack. If that attack defeated an enemy, give her a tough status card. Well, guess what? We're going to be defeating Rhino. So, right here. Take consequential damage of 1, do 2 damage. Boom. Rhino, first phase, is done. So, when revealed, we're going to search for Breaking and Taken and reveal it. All right. So one cool thing you can do is here, you can go to find specific card, and I'll find it in that deck. Or if you're touch mode, you can go to draw, find card, it's the same thing. And we want Breaking and Taken. There we go. Start typing, Breaking and Taken, there it is. Flip it over, exhaust it, put that into play. Starts with 2 and 1 extra. So we're at 3 threat. And we get an extra card. The villain phase. So that's not great, but it's okay. Let's see. What do we got here? 15. All right. Martyr also gets a tough status card. So for tough, you can click here. You can add tough, confuse, or stun right there. Or you can always go to status over here and add stuns, toughs, whatever it is. So we're going to give her a tough. Nice. Now the question is, do we want to play Dauntless? Or do we want to save Supersonic Punch for next turn? I think we save Supersonic Punch and just try to like kill him off as quickly as possible. Because if we get a Repulsor Blast, which I can't remember if I have any more in there. Not sure. Anyway, we're going to keep Supersonic Punch. We're going to ready up. And we're going to draw 4 cards now because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tech upgrades, so a hand size of 5 only. But we did get Arc Reactor. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's see what we can do. Unfortunately, we can't play both. We can't play both this and go aerial in the same turn. That's unfortunate. All right, let's hope we're not scheming here because we do have to deal with this. All right, so we've got, oops, wrong token type. Up to 5. He is attacking us for, doesn't matter, we're going to have Martyr defend. So he's attacking for 3. Just 3. That's fine. She's tough. We remove that. She's no longer tough. Then we get 2 encounter cards. First encounter card is Armored Rhino Suit. This is going to take us longer to kill him. Now, what you may not have noticed is you have the ability to attach cards as well here at Cardtable. If you drag a card here, it'll automatically attach. And one of the nice things is that now it's going to move together with that card. See. Pretty cool. So we've got the Armored Rhino Suit, so now we have to put 5 damage there first. Second encounter card is Crowd Control. Ooh, that's a bad one to get right now. We're going to have to really thwart. So, only 2 per person, so only 2 there. But that is very unfortunate. So I think we need to get Arc Reactor out so that we can clear this and take 2 away from there. Interesting. Okay, well, it's our turn. Let's start with that. Let's use, unfortunately, Stark Tower. No, let's use R2. other upgrades here. Put out our arc reactor. Thwart these two away. Ready. And then thwart two away from here. Oops. Let's see. So now, what do we want to do? Because we can do a supersonic punch, or we can play Stark Tower. Let's pull. We can't really flip down. Let's just play supersonic punch. So we're going to do this to do 1 damage. So that's actually just putting in damage here. And then we're going to exhaust this and Stark Tower to play Supersonic Punch. We're only doing 4. But that will be enough to get rid of this. Cool. Very good. Let's ready everybody up. And I'm back to 5. And so I get to draw 6. So what that means is I've got this. And I deal myself an encounter card. Dun, dun, dun. All right. What do we do now? Villain turn. Threat there. He is attacking. I am going to defend. So I'm attacking for 3. 4. That's fine. So I block 1. I take 3. But I deal 1 damage. Down to 14. Now, this is going to be fun because I take 2. Whoops. Two cards there. All right. First encounter card is Hydra Mercenary. Oh, fun. Second encounter card is Enhanced Ivory Horn. So, he just gets +1 attack. We might be just trying to burn him down, though. And Stampede. Uh-oh. Rhino attacks you. If the character is damaged by this attack, that character is stunned. Well, the good news is that he doesn't have overkill. So we're unfortunately, sorry, Martyr, we're just going to throw you in front of this. So he's going to attack. Martyr's going to defend. He's attacking for 3, 4. Nothing else. Martyr is going away. Remove all the tokens. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. We are going to let's see, remove all tokens. There we go. All right. Let's see. So now what do we want to do? I would love to be able to just really kill him, but we got to kill this guy first. Let's ready up first. And now we could do 2, 3 there to kill that guy, and then Repulsor Blast for as much as we can. That doesn't seem bad. And then we could do this to remove some threat. Another option we have is here. I kind of like this. All right, so let's do this to play Electrostatic Armor, or Energy Barrier, sorry. And then we're going to discard this to put our helmet into play. Now let's go aerial. We're going to do this to remove a threat there, a threat there because we're aerial. Now I can either clear, I think it makes sense for me to just get rid of this so I don't have to deal with multiple cards. Because we know both advances are up there. We should be pretty safe. Cool. So then instead, let's do 2 damage here, or not instead, but now we'll do 2 damage there. Oh no, see we can't because I can't attack the enemy with him there. We need to kill that guy. All right, we're gonna have to deal with this. So let's undo. Get to see some undo in here. Cool. So instead we're gonna have used that to do 1 damage here. Then we're gonna do this to do 2 more, which kills this guy. And now we can repulsor blast. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna repulsor blast. Deal 1 damage to an enemy and discard the top 5 cards of your deck for each printed energy resource discarded this way. Deal 2 additional damage to that enemy. All right, so we've got 1. We're doing 1 and then 5, right? So here's a chance where I'm going to do this. Let's see what we get. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sweet. That was pretty good. Another interesting thing if you want to select multiple cards is if you turn off pan mode here, you can select multiple cards just like that. Cool. So we're going to discard all of those. We're going to discard this now, and we did, what did we say, 7? Let's turn pan mode back on. I think we said 7, yeah. Cool. So I think if we can survive this turn, we're going to take him out next turn. Make sure there's nothing else we're going to do. Nope. Let's select all of these cards. Ready up. Draw our 6. Oops. That's right. Let's turn hand mode back on. Draw our 6. Whew, we did not get any attacking, although we can use this potentially to do something cool. All right. Well, here we go. What is he going to do? He is going to attack us. We are just going to let this come through because I want to be able to double attack him next turn with that. So he's attacking for 4. 5. That's okay. We're just going to take it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put counters on here because... So we lose one of those. We take 4 damage, right? Because that's what... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So we take 4 damage. He takes 1. And we still are great. Now we do have 2 cards we got to deal with, so. Let's see, first encounter card is false alarm. I am confused. Haha, that is fine. That is fine because I don't plan on doing much more thwarting. Oh, I forgot to put a token on there though. All right. Now what do we got? Bomb scare. When revealed. That's okay. 2 + 1. So we got 3 threat going there. And now it's our turn. I think we got him, guys. I think we got him. So let's see. How do we want to do this? Let's do... Well, let's see. So we've got Mark 5 armor. Should we throw our armor at him? Should we... do our arc reactor? I think we're going to throw our armor at him. because it'll let me show you something else too. So we are going to, oh wait, ready your hero. Oh, cool. Well, there's lots of different ways we can do this. Let's do, first we will, let's just use that to do 1 damage to him. Then we will exhaust this to ready Iron Man. Then we will use repurpose. We will discard our arc reactor. And then we're going to get +2 to, we're going to say, attack. So one thing that you can do here is we have modifiers. So you can take a modifier, thwart attacker defense, and update it. So let's see, we have update here. You can either add, remove, or just set them. So we get +2, we said. So now we have a reminder here that we have attack +2. I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see. You can see here we have attack +2. So now our attack is 3. We're going to attack him for 3. And then let's just go aerial and use our gauntlets to deal the last 2 damage. And we've defeated Rhino. And there we go. So that was a pretty simple, quick game, but hopefully it gives you an idea of how easy it is to use Cardtable to do this sort of playing. Now, before I end, I want to just show you a couple other things that maybe we didn't get to use as part of the game, but that are really sort of interesting or important things to be able to do. The first thing you might have noticed is as I was dragging cards around, they kind of snap to this grid. I tend to like that, but there is the functionality here. If you don't like that and you want to be able to put the cards wherever you want, you can toggle that off. And now wherever I leave the card, that's just where it'll stay. Now you can still attach cards to other cards and they will still move around together, you see. But wherever I leave them, that's where they stop. I'm going to turn that back on because I like it. All right, let's get rid of that. Put that back over here. Another thing that you can do is this notes. So this is something where if I'm in the middle of a game and I want to remember where I was, something that was happening, I can do this and I can say, start of the villain. Turn. Now if I bring that back up, that'll be there. And so that's a way to just sort of take a note if you want to remember something. Now let's look at some other items here. Let's see if there's anything in here we missed. So there's a way to draw everything into your hand. So say that I have these 3 cards and I want them to all go into my hand. If I click that hand button, it'll put everything in my hand. Speaking of your hand, what else can you do with that? Well, if you click this here, you can drop a random card from your hand. So sometimes you're supposed to discard a random card. Boom. Random card will get dropped on the table right there, and you can discard it then. Another thing you can do in multiplayer, you can actually look at all the any player's hand you want. Since this is a cooperative game, there's no hidden information. The other thing you can do with a card is, let me see, I showed you all the tokens, I showed you the statuses, I showed you the modifications, I showed you the draw. Arrow is an advanced thing, and we don't usually use that much in Marble Champions, but if you hold down A and drag, you're going to get a little arrow here, and it's going to connect between the cards, and it's going to kind of stay there as you go. This is a good way in a multiplayer game to be able to say, oh, I'm attacking this person, you're going to attack this person. If you right click, you can remove all the arrows like that. So I could say, if these were 2 allies, I could say this guy's attacking and this guy's attacking. And then it's just kind of notifying the table what the plan is. Cool. Now let's go into a couple of details about how Cardtable works as well. Your game is constantly being saved. So if I refresh this whole site, it'll bring me right back to where I was. So you never really have to worry about losing your game. The other thing you can do is you can copy game to a clipboard. Now, this is really interesting. There's no traditional save files that you can create from Cardtable, but you can take your whole game state and put it into a link. So if I do this copy game to clipboard, I can go over here. And actually, let me do this too. So I can reset my game. Reset just takes you back to the beginning, nothing on the table, something like that. So say I go to a new computer and I or someplace else, that link that I just copied, I can put it in here. And now we're back to where I was because all of that game was in there. So you can send yourself links. You can make yourself short little links. And in fact, somebody made a great suggestion or made a great idea of wanting to like be able to preload scenarios or preload certain decks. Well, you can almost do that yourself right now where you can reset. Let's do that. Let's just load. We'll do claw. And so you can sort of preset some of these things up. I'm just going to do this and you can pretend that I loaded up all of the things that you need for claw. You can do this and I can say, great, I am going to now copy this and I'm going to paste that somewhere. And this is going to be my claw setup so that anytime I want to go there, I go here and now the claw scenario is ready. And I know that I was showing off Marvel Champions here, but I do just want to show how easy it is to get into another game. So if you go to quit here, you're going to quit back to this main screen and you can go here. Now you're playing Lord of the Rings living card game. It's very similar. I can load decks here and this will load decks from RingsDB. And you see here you've got cards, you've got decks. You can load scenarios here. And very similar to Marvel Champions. You're all set to be able to play. So I hope that you've enjoyed this overview and this gameplay of Cardtable. I'm going to be continuing to output stuff on this channel. I'm going to try to do some gameplays. I'm going to try to do some tutorials. And I hope to be able to keep adding features to Cardtable at a pretty rapid rate. So anybody out there who's interested in helping, who's interested in trying and playing, especially people who are willing to try a very beta version of multiplayer and give some feedback, please reach out. I'm putting a link to the Discord server in this video, and you can find me on various Marvel Champions Discord servers or Lord of the Rings LCG Discord servers or in the Facebook groups for those games. And again, my handle is Nerdy Dragon or Eric. That's how you'll find me. Feel free to reach out and say hi. Let me know if this website is interesting to you. And hopefully you all enjoy it. Thanks, everybody. This has been Cardtable Plays.